Uh, this is gonna be another yap sesh about God, who knows what. I might make another video after this, depending on how long this will be. Last one turned out to be an hour long and didn't even feel like it. Who knows how long this one will be? I'm in a different spot right now because my phone's low and I need a charger for it. People might be able to hear me, so yeah, it's whatever. I don't even know what this is gonna be speaking about, but I got one. Lately I've been finding like a lot of true crime. So before I used to watch a lot of shit ton of true crime. I would listen to podcasts. I'd get into like stories and shit. Mainly because I was interested in obviously A, what happened to the victims, and B, or however many victims there were, and then B, uh the killers' mindsets. I don't really like glorifying the killers or anything. Like, obviously that's awful. Again, I don't really like most of most of true crime because of that. Because they just glorify a lot of the fucking killers, or not like maybe glorify, but they don't pay proper respects to the victims or blah blah blah. Again, I'm not trying to glorify them at all, which is why I'm saying I don't really like it much. But I like thinking about how the killers were thinking before they did things, thinking about their mindsets before doing it, when doing it, their lives before it happened, like whatever happened. One thing I've been looking at, fucking Columbine, this is probably gonna get me put in a list or some shit, but, fuck, there's a lot of stuff on Columbine. Two killers, something, whatever, and then obviously Eric Harris, some shit like that. It's like, I don't really know how to say this. It's the thought of like some dude, you like, most days are so bland and just like, just every day. Every day is the same, you know? It's like, I wonder what the people thought during that massacre. Like, was it 13 people that died? Shit, that's, again, it's not good, but it's like, holy shit. What went through their minds during it? Like, everyone's mind. The killers, the victims, the people just there, freaking out, probably fearing for their lives. Obviously, I don't really think of the killers as like, again, I don't really like glorifying them. So, like, I think of them as pieces of shit, but I also like thinking of them, again, going through their mind, being like, a lot of both the killers were like, not good people. They sucked. They were like, going into them, they just kind of hated everything. They were mentally ill. They needed help. They hated everything, everyone. They were like, again, I don't really know how to describe it. They were just like, yes, they were lunatics and shit, but also like, part of me doesn't, not necessarily doesn't blame them, but like, yes, the shit they did was awful. And I'm not trying to justify them or doing any of that, but like, when you have this world and all the shit happening in it, what do you expect to happen? You know? What the fuck do you expect? All it takes is one dude who's like, again, mentally ill, just a couple of guys. So many warning signs. So much could have been prevented. But like, you have people, mentally ill people, who have access to weapons and shit, and they have so many warning signs. And you let this happen? What the hell? Like, again, looking back at their processes, again, they're mentally ill. Like, I want to know what was going on through their heads during the massacre. They must have felt like some sort of power, some sort of like anything for like probably a good time in the. they probably felt like they felt something, you know? Obviously, they're heartless and shit, and I wouldn't do that at all. I would be horrified of that, but like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like fucking. They were like, obviously, if you cut out empathy and shit, because obviously they didn't have any probably, and then you factor in that they were mentally ill. What would it have felt like for them? It must have felt like power, you know? They probably felt something like, you know, they were doing bad. They were doing bad shit. They were doing. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, I like just thinking of their brains and shit. Thinking of their thought process while doing shit. For fucking the victims, I'm sure, like, it's like scary. It's scary. I had this experience when I was second or third grade. I think it was third. Might have been second. I think it was third. Where we actually had not like a shoot or anything like that, but back in my elementary school, actually I had multiple elementary schools, a shit ton of them. Somebody like broke into the school and we went on lockdown. And I vividly remember like everyone was like screaming and crying and we had the door blocked and locked and all that shit. And obviously it wasn't good because our room was right by the fucking door, or like right by the entrance, and like I still remember like at least a little bit of the layout today. And he went right by us. He went right by us. I don't think my mom ever said. Nobody really told me anything about it. I don't think he heard anybody and was hurt or any of that shit. Because I think that would have been known with like police and shit. But because like after that, like I think it didn't last very long. But like probably only after a little bit, you know, we started going back to school. I don't know what happened, but again, I don't think my mom knows much about it or anybody else. But yeah, he ran right by our door, and people were screaming and crying, and our teacher was trying to calm everybody down, and I was the only one there that could actually stay quiet. Like, I think I'm just like, I think of people differently. Because while I was there, obviously, I was a little bit scared. Especially when, you know, he went by our door. But it's like, I don't know. It's so like, I can't describe it. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't fit in. I don't. I just don't. Like, I'm nothing like others. It's weird. I feel like alienated from everybody, you know. In that situation, I'm like, you know, like, super just like, not chill, obviously. I was terrified. But like, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. Fuck, I barely even shook. I sat there and I stayed quiet. I stayed still. I stayed like hunched up and I watched everybody else freak out. Every other kid around me screaming and not really screaming, but you know, crying and like whimpering. I watched all that. And again, I just didn't like react or, you know, I stayed like calm for the situation. I didn't let my emotions get the best of me. That's like weird to me. Okay, I'm going over so much in this video, bro. I swear to God. I'm gonna stay on like the serial killers or like the mindsets and shit. But again, back then I was able to like stay calm and shit. And the reason why I can remember so much is because I was only thinking about other people, really. Yes, I was thinking, oh shit, am I gonna die and all that? But also I was like, I don't know. I didn't like, I wouldn't say that I like woke up to back then or anything, but like, I didn't even learn much from there. I didn't realize much, but like, it was more like, oh, this is like, these people around me are freaking out. What is going on through their heads that's making them so like, scared? Like, why can't they stay as calm and quiet as me? Why can't they just be careful around whatever's gonna happen? Like, we don't know what's gonna happen out of this. We don't know we don't know everything that's gonna happen. Why are you screaming and crying when you can be, like, quiet and just hope for the best? Stop freaking out and, like, you know, like, again, I feel like I've always been the same, where it's like, I have learned more throughout my life. I've learned to be, I've matured and shit. But I've always had the same mindset throughout my entire life for most things, where it's like, again, like, stop freaking out. Stop crying. Stop freaking out. Like, stop making noise. Like, assuming, again, in the situation, when we heard the dude walk by, and all the other kids were, again, a lot of the people were crying. Like, a couple of the girls started, I think 2 or 3 were crying, and it's like, what is going on through their head that's, like, making them act like this? Like, I get that you're scared and shit, but, like, be calm. Like, you should be able to act without, like, you shouldn't let things get the best of you, like emotions or thoughts or anything. You should just try to control whatever you can. Don't lash out or, like, don't let anything get the best of you. Or, like, fucking, Another thing I can talk about with that, a similar thing, is, a couple of years ago for a band trip, we went to Cedar Point, and, there was a huge fucking tornado there, and it was pretty scary. We sat in traffic for a very long time. We sat in traffic for, like, I think we were supposed to get back to our, like, families at, like, 10 or 11, and we stayed up there till nearly 1. Yeah, I think it was 10 when we were supposed to go find our families again. But, we stayed up there till 1 because, we had to make it from Ohio all the way back to, my state. And fucking, again, I don't think anyone's gonna really hear about this, and if they really wanted to, they just go through all this shit. We had to go back to Michigan. And, again, while we were going there, it was super scary. Like, again, we were sitting in a field, or, like, again, Ohio is full of fields and shit. And while we were there, we could see the tornado off in the distance, just standing still. And that shit was scary. It was huge. But, like, in certain situations, sometimes not even when a tornado was around, there were, like, again, also, like, 1 or 2 girls on this super crowded bus, and they were crying. They were, like, freaking out. These girls were older than me. Like, we weren't in any, like, immediate danger, and they thought they were gonna die. What goes through your brain that's, like, screaming, like, freaking out? What goes through your brain that just can't calm itself? Why can't you just be calm? Again, I'm just thinking, like, what is going on through their heads right now? Why are they so, like, inconsolable? Why are they so, like, broken? You know? They're, like, screaming, or obviously, again, I use screaming so weirdly, but they're, like, freaking out, they're crying, they're upset, they're, like, wailing, they're sobbing. And it pissed everybody on the bus off. But, like, obviously me too a little bit. But, I don't know. It's like, what the fuck? What is going on through your head that makes it like this? What is it? Is it like, I don't fucking know. It's just like, people are so, like, people out there, emotions get the best of them all the time. Like, when you think you're about to die, people will, like, do the weirdest things. And, like, it's so fucking, I don't even know why they think that. Again, because they were crying, like, screaming and crying, that girl. Obviously, when the tornado was there, we could see it. Oh shit, you know, like, it was scary as hell. But, there was also, like, uh, there was also a, like, when we just weren't near the tornado, they were freaking out and crying, being like, it's just so, like, I don't know. Again, nobody's gonna find this. I'm not even gonna look back at this. Dude, all my clips have been raw, just unedited footage of me in the dark, just speaking, yapping on my phone, but, like, I don't understand what makes a person, like, again, go through something so scary and not think, or, like, no. What in their brain bumps it up to being so scary? Like, again, it's horrifying to see that, but it's not getting any closer to us. It's sitting there. You know? It's like, yes, you can see the danger, but it's not getting close to you. It's, if anything, it's heading over somewhere else. You know? It's just so weird. I don't know. What to talk about now? I could talk about more about the killers and shit, but I don't really feel like it. How about we speak? Ooh, that's a good one. Speaking about, like, again, I don't really know what else there is to speak about, but ooh, on a similar note, actually, this is on a similar note with, like, thinking of the way people think and shit. I feel kind of stuck in life. So, like, every day is about the same. It's literally just like, I have so much information and I can't do anything with it, or, like, I could, but it would be like, it just wouldn't be worth it right now. Give me, like, my resources and shit, because I don't really have any way to do anything. I have a lot of examples for coding. I really want to know how to code. I have so much interest in it, but every time I do something, it's just not, it doesn't feel right. There's fucking, no, just anything, like, programming related. I want to get into PC building, but I don't have money. You know, I feel stuck. I feel extremely stuck, and then I'm really young for my, like, everything. I'm young for all the shit I do. Again, I feel like I know too much for my age. Like, you know, ever since I could remember, I've always been different than everyone. You know, like, it was better before. Or, like, again, I said this earlier. My mindset has always been the same. Most of the time, or, like, the way I think. Or, like, you know, I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but like nothing really has curved my mind much, but like fucking thinking of people or like speaking to people as a little kid, like maybe 4, 5, 6, and you're like, they seem like a dumbass. Like obviously I think they're still fun to speak to and shit, but they seem dumb. Obviously that wasn't in my head at the time because I was a good boy. I was a good kid. I didn't really, you know, I was very active and all that, but I didn't like to swear. I didn't like to swear much. And now it's kind of been flipped over on its head, but whatever. You know, I don't even think swearing's bad. I did before, though. Because I just hated looking at bad things, and I couldn't face it all the way. Well, I could, but, that's for another thing. Yeah, I would just think of people and be like, I wonder what's going on through their head. Like, I have this one specific memory. There was this kid who went to my house sometimes. Also, I grew up in a really shitty house, at least when I was younger. And a lot of bad stuff happened around me. And it was just my mom trying to get by and shit. But, we grew up in a really bad house. Or I guess because I was a, like, single child and shit. But, like an only child, I don't know what you say. I forgot. But, I would speak to these friends. I don't know how they even got my address. Back in kindergarten or like maybe first grade, something like that. Again, this was way back. They would come to my house, we'd play together. Again, I don't even know how they got my address at all. I don't know. No idea. But we would again, I don't know how they got my address. One day they just showed up at my doorstep. But we would play together and shit. We'd have so much fun. This one memory, we were on my DS, my 2DS, I think. Because again, my mom's struggling to get by. Also, my mom's very strict on a lot of things. Like, it took me years and years and years just to get my phone. I only got it like a year ago, something like that. But get my first phone at least. Yeah, my mom's very strict on that shit. So when I asked for like a phone or anything, I just wouldn't get one. So as a substitute, she gave me a 3DS or no 2DS. My bad. Oh, I still have Club Penguin. God damn, that was a fun game. But anyways, I'm trailing off as I always do. I just remember speaking to them, having fun. We were like recording things and playing them back in the funny voice and shit. God. Anyways, we would do that and we would fucking we just have fun, be kids and shit. I remember. Okay, I don't want to trail off. Anyways, God, hold on, let me. Yeah, but we would again just have fun with those and shit. I remember one of these meetings. My mind really like circled in on again Riley, and I was like, I wonder like what he's thinking. Because as kids, you get along really easily. As little kids, like, again, 4, 5, 6, like, probably 5 or 6. I think probably 5. As little kids, you get along really easily. It doesn't matter if you have much in common because, one of the only things you have in common is just, look at this fun thing. I'm gonna explore the world. And, God. My brain just kind of like was thinking, I wonder what that kid's thinking. Constantly. I was constantly thinking about other people's memories. And I still do. I still think about them. But, shit like that. Again, that's why I feel just, like, different or alone or alienated on everything, because I've always been different. I've never fit into a specific group well. And it's ew. It's awful. Oh, is it? Yeah. I don't know. It's not good, at least. So, but yeah, I've always thought or gotten like that, where it's like, always thought differently of people. I've never been like people. Wonder if that's like a genetic thing. I've heard that my dad wasn't the greatest guy, and also my mom can't be like normal for once or like at all really. She can be, but when she gets pissed, she gets blinded by rage and takes away shit from me or blah blah blah. I'm gonna talk about that later on in this video. Yeah, I don't know much about my dad, but I know that he wasn't the greatest guy. I heard him like, he'd get drunk and shit, and he'd do some wild stuff, go crazy. And then my mom is she's messy. She'll, even to this day, my entire life she's been like this. Again, when I was a kid, I'd see her get pissed and blinded by rage, and I'd be like, well, that's not the way to act, Like even as a little kid, like looking up to her, I'd be like, that's weird. Like, somebody who I look up to shouldn't be doing this shit. Obviously, again, that's not how I exactly thought, but like even to this day, she'll do crazy shit. Uh, Sometimes I'll accidentally piss her off just doing the most like normal shit, and she freaks out. There was a time last year, or last summer at least, she got really pissed at me, and she took all of my stuff for like the entire summer. Uh, I just got my Xbox back, like again, not too long ago, like a year ago. No, not a year ago. Less than a year ago. Um, and I had that taken away from me for 2 years because I don't even know why I got that taken away. I think it was bad grades, but like overall, she just got really pissed at me. Um, Again, I don't even know how, because my brain just like doesn't like to think of that when she gets so pissed that she gets so pissed that she'll go. Rarely does she use physical violence. Rarely. But she'll take shit away from me all the time if I do literally anything bad. That's everyone in this house. Again, people can probably hear me if they're awake right now, which I really hope they aren't, but it's whatever. If they can hear me, I'll take it as a lesson at least. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, it's like, I can be doing the most normal shit ever. I will be minding my own business, and somebody in the house will, I'll come up for something. Somebody in the house will get pissed at me randomly over the most mundane shit ever, because everyone in this household can't take a joke or anything. They can't sit down and understand, hey, I need to take a chill pill. Like, don't let your emotions get the best of you all the time. And they'll take something away from me. Depending on how bad they feel during the time, they could do a lot of stuff. I had, again, last year, maybe like around 2 years ago, or no, last year, okay? Just last year. Last summer, at least. I had my phone taken away basically all of summer, and I don't know anybody in real life really. Again, I feel alienated around people. I don't feel right. I don't really fit in. The fact that I don't fit in makes me like not really, I'm not really, let's not care, but I don't relate as much to the people around me. So, I'll just like, sorry, I'm tired. I haven't slept all night. Uh, It's probably almost 5 now. Yep. I'll just like, I don't have anyone to relate to. So I sit by myself and speak to people online who I can relate to. And when you take away my phone, you're basically taking away my ability to socialize with people around me. Or I guess not even really around me, because the people I'm speaking to live across the planet. Sadly, I wish I could do it. I just wish I had people around me to understand me. Anyways, this isn't that video. Like the last video I made, just speaking about how people could understand me. Shit. Yeah, I wish. Anyways. Like, what was I speaking about again? Yeah. When you take away my phone, you're basically just taking away my entire ability to socialize. And they do that shit a lot. Like, a shit ton. And by the way, I didn't have my Xbox at this time because they took it away for 2 years. And without a way to socialize, access the internet, or play games, it's just like you're left by yourself, bored with your own, just you and your thoughts. And normally boredom is good, where it's like, oh, what am I gonna do? I can do something. I couldn't do shit because I didn't have my Xbox, I didn't have a TV, I didn't have anything. And I didn't want to go speak to people, so I sat in the basement all day. That's all I did, just sit in the basement. And, when you're bored, left with your own thoughts, and you actually can't do anything to release that boredom, it's really bad. It's like, it feels awful. Oh god, it's like, again, if I go up, I'm gonna be forced with some awkward conversation, or I might accidentally make somebody pissed again, and then get even more time taken off from my things. So it's like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna sit here and sleep, I don't know. Maybe go to my room if nobody's looking, it's like, it's nothing to do. And then, like, all day you're thinking, oh shit, I wonder if my friends miss me, I haven't spoken to them in months, or, and then it's like, I can't speak to them to reassure them or anything, and it's just a loop of like, oh shit, I'm bored, I need someone to speak to, over and over. It's suffocating, it's awful. Again, that's like my family, the people who I live with, anyways, yeah, that just kind of shows how, like, they'll take all my shit away for petty arguments. They feel kind of childish, almost. At least my mom and shit. Again, she'll let emotions get the best of her, so if I accidentally make her pissed, I'll be left around running around trying not to get, like, my ass hit, or, try not to get spanked. That doesn't really happen anymore. It's more like, ooh, speaking of, a good example, again, last year when I lost my phone, I don't even remember what caused this argument, again, because my brain blocks this shit out. My brain blocks it all out, because it's so scary to me. But, I accidentally pissed her off once, or, like, before I got my phone taken away from me for like, forever. Like, months and months and months, all summer. At least it felt like that. It felt awful. It felt horrible. It was all summer, basically. Before that, in whatever argument it was, I don't even know how I pissed her off, but, I remember running around the house, like, scared out of my mind, like, keeping my phone with me so she wouldn't take away my only method of socializing. And it worked for a little bit, but eventually she caught up to me, and she pinned me down to the floor, and, she took my phone, she put it across the room so I couldn't get it, and then she, like, again, she pinned me down, and she put all of her weight on my chest, and I couldn't do anything. I was trapped. I couldn't do shit. And I felt like I was choking. I couldn't breathe because again, she's putting all of her weight onto my torso, onto my chest, onto my like lungs. And she was like, again, she lets emotions get the best of her. So she was pressing down on me and screaming at me, just full on yelling, like at the top of her lungs. She looked furious. Her face was red. Bro, I swear to God, she would have had like steam coming out of her ears, I swear. And all I can think of is what the fuck did I even do to like warrant that? Like, obviously I don't remember much from that, but I don't think I was doing anything bad necessarily. I don't think I did anything too bad. I think she just let the emotions get the best of her, and she freaked out. She threw a fit. Again, the people in my house feel like they feel like children. Sometimes I feel like I have more emotional maturity than the people around my house, and it sucks because I wish I had like, again, I feel like I'm stuck in a place where I feel like I'm stuck in a loop where it's like day after day I'm doing something. It could even be new, but it just doesn't feel right because like it doesn't feel good. I feel like I'm trapped in a loop where day after day I will do something and I have nothing. I have so much knowledge for my age and I can't put it to anything. And day after day I'm just sitting back here in boredom. And I don't want to sleep. And I'm just sitting there like, what do I do with my life? Like, what do I do every day? Like, it's like when I'm not speaking to people, I'm just sitting and I'm doing this shit. I'm like procrastinating. But like, I could do something right now. But I don't know. It's so, again, I'm so like isolated. I don't have anyone to say this to. Anyways, back to the topic. I just, every day is the same, and I just wish I were older so I could do more. Again, I like PCs, I like coding, but like, I don't have money to put into that because I can't get a job or like anything like that, and it's suffocating. I'm left getting like $20 a week, bro. Like, what the fuck? Dude, it's so... Not even... I didn't get paid last time. Dude! Then today's Wednesday too. Or I guess yesterday was Wednesday. Today's Thursday now. It's like, again, like 5 a.m. Something like that. But, I don't know. It's so fucking... Oh, I hate it so much. I feel trapped in my own thoughts, in my own boredom. Because, again, I really want to get into PC building, engineering, and shit. But my mom doesn't want to get anything for me. And I don't have money to spend on my interests. So I'm just at a point where all I can do is wait for things. All I can do is wait until my life maybe gets better. You know, I'm in like my youngest years and I'm way smarter than any people my age. You know, I'm like, I've said this before. Oh my god, I'm saying this way too much. I don't fit in. I'm too smart for my age. Like, I'm emotionally, or like, at least my maturity. Obviously, I act like a dumbass around people. But, like, when it comes down to this shit, there's no way to express how much I can think for my age compared to others around me, at least. Or at least, like, you know, the only way to express it is, like, thinking of somebody else with, like, more emotional maturity, or like somebody more grown up. That's why I don't feel like I fit for my age, because there's no way to express, hey, like how complicated my feelings are for my age, because I'm always just pushed aside or brushed off like, oh, that's just a kid, you know. But like it's suffocating. It traps me. I feel like I know so much and I'm being limited by my age or the way others think around me. And also, like, the way I present myself, I wish I wasn't the way I was. It's so, I don't know. I want to go through a lot more in this video, but I don't, like, I keep on getting stuck on the same thing. Shit. 40, like, minutes, that's insane. Holy moly. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm so out of it. No, it's not like... Again, it's so hard to put my thoughts into words. If there was a way I could just portray myself as, like... Or get older so I could do more... And, like, again, I think so complicated for my age, at least. Like, I've never seen any kids around me think of something so complicated. Or, like... I don't know. It's so fucking... Okay, I'm done. Alright, I'm gonna make another video soon, maybe. I don't know. This channel is just...